Music drifting through a summer's night brings back old memories of a screamed and dancing hall in the hills of Tennessee, where young girls would stand in line waiting for the change to take the floor with Fatty Book, 'cause God, that man could dance. Fatty was a day clerk at the King Hotel downtown. He was a portly man, as tall as he was round. But when the sun would fall at the dancing hall, the notes so soft and sweet, his sides veil in a tux with tails, he'd glide on agile feet. And Fatty Buck could dance like you've never seen before. His dainty feet in cap-toed shoes would barely touch the floor. He'd lead the ladies with graceful steps long as the band would play. That big man on nimble feet would dance the night away.
Hello, we have a brand new show for you this month, and I have a special guest today, and this is Marsha, and she's from Morning Point, and you are a life enrichment
director.
Okay, I had that job for 90 days once over there, just kind of filling in, and I loved it. It's a fun job. Being activities director is a fun job.
It's wonderful. I just feel like God has me where He wants me.
Yeah.
And I thought life enrichment director, well, okay, activity director, but actually it is life enrichment.
It is.
Yeah,
yes.
What I do is I enrich the lives both spiritually, physically, mentally, socially, you know, so it's every aspect. And I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I loved it. I was activities director at Senior Center.
Right.
And I got to know a lot of those seniors personally. They're best friends now.
Right.
And I love all of them. And it's just, it gets to your heart, you know?
Oh, it does.
It's more than just a job.
Oh, yes. I've got so many friends there now.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yeah. Well, right now we're going to take a break, and we're going to go to commercial.
Are you a shoeanista with no place local to find your style? Well, now you don't have to travel any further than Bren's Shoe Boutique, located at the Village on Jackson, 1940 North Jackson Street, Suite 120 in Tullahoma. From funky to formal, you can find the fit and style that will make you smile at Bren's. A shoeanista herself, owner Brenda Kemp offers brands like Rocket Dog, Jessica Simpson, Mia, Nine West, J. Renee, Bandolino, and more. Want that accessory splash that none of your friends have? Bren's offers a selection of one-of-a-kind handbags and jewelry with just the right bling. So if your shoe selection doesn't stack up, find what you've been looking for at a price you can afford at Bren's Shoe Boutique, now open in Tullahoma.
Let the Smokehouse be your mountain getaway destination in beautiful Monteagle, Tennessee. Enjoy our cabins, restaurant, and old general store. Shop thesmokehouse.com featuring homemade barbecue sauces, jellies, and many other fine Tennessee products. Our live Music on the Mountain series features some of the best local and Nashville talent every Friday and Saturday night, 6:30 p.m. No cover, kids welcome.
You only know in a fire to get out, to escape. And now, okay, you're outside and you're safe. What do you do now? And that's where the Red Cross came in. We ran out of the house just wearing our pajamas. And at that point, just to even have a toothbrush that I could call my own was so important. You know, it just makes you feel like a person again.
If you like HGTV, you're going to like what Charter's been up to. Adding so much free HD that Charter TV is a whole new experience. National Geographic HD, Animal Planet HD, Discovery HD, sports in HD, movies, news, kids programming. Plus, Charter now has thousands of free movies and shows in HD on demand anytime. You want to see more TV in HD? Try Charter. It's smarter.
welcome back. And we're going to talk to Marsha a minute. Marsha, the center in Tullahoma had a health fair, health expo.
Earlier this week, yes.
And they, you were there, and there were representatives from all kinds of people, even from Manchester and Fayetteville and just places all around.
We had a lot of agencies there, a lot of health companies there.
And Heartland was there, and they did blood checks, glucose. They did, what else? They did some.
They had cholesterol checks.
Yes, cholesterol checks. Thank you.
Yeah, cholesterol checks. And we did the blood pressure, which was fun. We hadn't done that, and apparently the people that were going to do it weren't able to come.
Yeah.
So y'all came to us and said, would you do it? And Terry, I was with Terry Wagamuth, and she's over the Lantern at Morning Point, and she has a certificate. She's been certified to do blood pressures. So she did the blood pressures, and I got to chat with folks. It was wonderful fun.
We have some film of that, and I don't know how good it is because my camcorder kept low battery, and every time I charge it, it'd come back and do the same thing. So the video's ready, and we're going to watch it, okay?
Oh, great.
Davis with Homestead Senior
With
Care.
Homestead, and tell me what Homestead does.
Well, what we do is we cook meals, clean house, do laundry, and run errands for folk in their home. And basically, we do that with employees that are fully insured, they're screened, they're trained, and they're bonded. And they come out into the homes of elderly or wherever the elderly live, help them stay in their home as long as they can.
Okay.
We're right here in Tullahoma.
Okay, and does your Medicare cover it?
Yeah, some cases it does. Other times people just write a check. So you can call our office at 454-2202 and learn more about that.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
I'm Terry Wagamuth, and from Morning Point Assisted Living, we would like to invite you to come by Morning Point and experience what a truly special place it is.
Okay.
Marsha Massey.
Marsha.
Yes, also from Morning Point. And we're delighted to be here. We're taking blood pressure, and again, come see us at Morning Point. We have great food. And
Oh, yeah, and they're doing blood pressures today, right?
Yes, we are.
Okay, and you have a door prize to give away, right?
We do.
All right. Let's see what that is. Ooh, neat. I have to sign up for that. Thank you.
I'm Jane Tucker. I'm an Aflac representative in this area. Aflac is voluntary supplemental benefits, cancer policy, accident policy, short-term disability, term life, critical illness. It pays directly to the policyholder, not to the doctor or the hospital. It pays in addition to any other coverage that you may have, even if it's Medicare. We pay with Medicare. So it's a wonderful policy, and people always have out-of-pocket expenses that they don't expect when they have a serious illness like cancer or a major heart attack or a major accident. So the money coming in is a wonderful benefit for them to have for extra expenses that they might have.
And I love the commercials. I love the duck. Aflac.
They are good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Angela.
Bowden,
And you're with?
Emeritus at Tullahoma Assisted Living.
And you're the executive director?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. It's nice to meet you. I'm Fran Barber, and we have a little group of Sagavon Band come and entertain, and I've been sick, so we haven't been able to entertain. So
Yes,
we
we've
call
been missing you.
Yes. Okay. It's nice to be missed. Can you tell us a little bit about Emeritus?
Absolutely. We are an assisted living, and we have 42 apartments, and we typically have about 41 residents because we can accommodate residents that would like to share an apartment or married couples, and just individuals that like to just come in and pick out an apartment. We provide meals and do your laundry and do your house cleaning and all that, and have a lot of activities. So it's a nice community that we can kind of help you out when you need the assisted living. And if you need some help with medicines or showers or some extra stuff, we can do that too. So we call ourselves a nice little home.
Oh, okay. All right, thanks.
Thank you.
I'm Josh with Oxygen Plus. We're a medical supply company. We do all kinds of different things from liquid and portable oxygen, CPAP machines, TENS units, nebulizers, back braces, quad canes, regular canes, rollators, wheelchairs, just a little bit of everything that you could possibly need medical supply wise.
And you're located?
We're located in Manchester, right on MacArthur Street.
You are with the Manchester Rec Center.
I am.
And your name is Cindy?
Correct.
And can you tell me just a little bit about the Manchester Rec Center?
Well, we are a full-service rec center. We have lap swimming, we have arthritis classes in the warm weather pool, we have swim lessons for the children, we have day camp, we have silver sneakers classes, we have the wellness room upstairs with all the weights and the cardio equipment. So pretty much we have a little bit for everybody.
This is one of the nurses that took care of me at Harton, and they are doing, so you're doing cholesterol and blood sugars. And blood sugars? Okay. I'm good on that. And she took good care of me, I think.
I hope so.
I don't remember. I mean, I remember your face from coming back to see you, but yeah. But I'm doing great.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear that.
But we thank y'all for being here today. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You know, I always have fun at those health fairs. You know, another thing about health fairs and health expos is they have them at different places all around Tullahoma and Manchester and the area, and you can always sign up for door prizes. I won 2 door prizes.
You did?
That? I don't win anything.
Oh, I should have signed up.
A putter, and then I won I'm sorry, I forgot who that was from, but you sign in when you first come in, and then one of those prizes I got, and then one I got at a separate booth.
Awesome.
And it was a bag from Harton. It was a bag full of Americana things, very nice. So I have
Perfect
to decorate
time of year,
somewhere.
too.
Yes, came perfect, but there were about 4 or 5 items, a little house and a bow, and I love God Bless America plaque, and it was very nice, and I went, I didn't win that, did I? I never win anything. So,
That's
but
great.
I did.
That's
but
great.
y'all have one sometimes, don't you?
We have not had a health fair in a while.
Okay.
We'll probably be having one in the future.
Yeah.
I've only been there a year. Actually,
okay.
July 4th, it will be a year that
Okay.
I've been with Morning Point. I retired from the Alzheimer's Association 3 years ago, and just did not like retirement.
I agree.
Yeah, it's too boring. Too
Yeah.
boring. So I just felt led to talk to the folks at Morning Point, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. Love it. We're going to commercial.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Click the links.
Oh, sweet Lisa, you're so fine, like a very fine wine. Girl, I need you in my life. Will you be my wife?
Charter Internet has more bandwidth to support all your devices. Experience the power of Charter on the nation's fastest internet.
And we're back. And I want to say it's good to be back because I was out for 3 or 4 months. I just now this month started back doing Senior Moments, and I've missed it part of the time. The other time I didn't know what was going on, so I didn't miss it that much.
You were very ill, weren't you?
Yes, I had. This is from a year ago, which I understand happens sometimes. I had a valve replacement, mitral valve replacement, and evidently the little piggy didn't like his valve being stuck in my body, so I got fluid buildup around the lungs, had it drained, and then I had to have the lining of the lung, and I know there's a medical term for this, but it beats me.
Well, nobody's going to know what it's, you use the medical term,
So I had the lining of the lung glued to the lung so the fluid wouldn't build up.
Oh my gosh.
And during that process, that's an actual surgery, during that process, somehow I developed double pneumonia, and I was in Harton twice, and I was on, they had to actually, they thought I was dying, and I was on ventilator, on a trach, and stomach tube. And I knew nothing of that. I understand I agreed to it, but only temporarily. And some of the doctors had already given up on me. So you're looking at a miracle. I'm not supposed to be here. I developed sepsis, and I was sent to, let me think a minute. See, I have more senior moments because all the drugs I had and the anesthesia, but I was sent to Nashville and then to a special hospital, and I'll tell you what that was in a minute. Then I went to Trust Point in Murfreesboro. Well, when I went to the hospital in Nashville, they said I would either last 2 days or I would be there 6 to 8 months.
Oh my.
I don't know the time I was there. It certainly wasn't 6 to 8 months. And then when I went to inpatient rehab in Murfreesboro, those places are wonderful. Wonderful. Select Specialty was Nashville. See, I knew it would come to me.
There you go.
And they're wonderful because there's more nurses to the patient than a normal hospital. They give you special care. And then the doctors were really great, and I shocked everybody. But I had prayers. I got on, there was, and I didn't know it at the time because I was praying to die. I mean, they said I was saying, let me go, please let me go.
Lord, take me now.
I was tired.
Yeah.
Tired of fighting and tired of hurting.
Yeah, I understand.
But, you know, something happened, and I was on prayer lists for missionaries in India, in Canada, all over the world.
And God said, not yet. I'm not done with you, friend. You got more to do.
Right. And, you know, I'm nobody special. I really am not. I don't know why God chose me to heal, but I have to tell everybody about it because I'm a miracle. I came so close to death. Actually, there were several phone calls made to friends of mine in Tullahoma that I had passed away.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Oh.
So talking about shock when they found out I wasn't. And you know, it's just amazing. Just amazing. And I thank the doctors and the nurses and everybody that took care of me. And I never met one person in the hospitals, nurses, doctors. They all believed in prayer. They all believed in God. Now, that's amazing.
Yes.
Really amazing.
Yes.
So that's my story. And I'm just lucky to be here.
And you're giving God the glory, which is what it's all about.
Yes. I mean, I just can't say enough about it. Okay? But, you know, prayer works. If you're sick, pray. Have people pray for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Prayer is very
Definitely
powerful.
Works.
Very powerful.
Okay. Now, I know you're around a lot of, some people that are sick. You have an Alzheimer's unit.
We do have a memory care unit, yes, we do.
We care about people, and sometimes we end up taking care of people with dementia.
Yes.
And sometimes it's not Alzheimer's, right?
Yes, that's very true. People confuse dementia and Alzheimer's. They don't know what the difference is. And doctors sometimes will diagnose dementia. They'll say, well, your loved one has dementia, but they don't tell you what causes it. Dementia really isn't a diagnosis. If they say dementia, what they're describing is the behaviors.
Yes.
But it can be caused by Alzheimer's. It can also be caused by what we call multi-infarct dementias, which are little mini strokes. And with Alzheimer's, the progression is more gradual. If it's a mini stroke, it's more of a step down. It's a quicker, I would say, more abrupt progression. There are other things that can mimic Alzheimer's disease and cause the dementia, such as blood sugar levels being out of balance.
Didn't know that.
Urinary tract infections. That's
Really?
a biggie that can cause some confusion. Absolutely. Over-the-counter medication in combination with prescription medications. So there are a number of things that can cause dementia besides just Alzheimer's disease.
And there's also dementia caused by a chemical imbalance in the brain.
Absolutely.
And it's called depression, but it's not your fault. It's not you. It's the chemical in your brain.
It's a chemical
that's not in balance.
Right. Serotonin levels, the different levels of the chemicals in the brain, can cause depression, and depression can actually cause dementia. That's why it's really important for folks to get a write-up. Go to your doctor, get it checked out. And then if you find out that you find out if it's something treatable. It might be.
Yes.
Then when you find out, if you find out that it's not something that is treatable, then the way that you communicate with the loved one that has dementia is going to be similar regardless of what is causing the dementia. So that's important. Is it Alzheimer's disease or not? Once you rule out the other stuff and it's dementia, then you need to figure out, okay, how am I going to handle this?
Okay, we're going to take a break and go to a commercial right now.
The highest standard of trust offers a sense of safety and comfort. It's established over time. You know when you see it. You know when you feel it. There's a standard of trust in healthcare. It's the Joint Commission Gold Seal of Approval. In 2003, Life Care Center of Tullahoma voluntarily achieved this accreditation and maintains it still today. Life Care, meeting a higher standard because residents matter most.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Okay, we're back. We were chatting and kind of forgot to come back to the camera. We were talking about dementia, and my husband may not like this, but I'm going to use him as an example. He was diagnosed with Alzheimer's several years ago.
I remember that.
It was not Alzheimer's. I refused to accept the diagnosis of Alzheimer's because I kept pushing him and going to neurologists and to, to try to find out whether it was just dementia or whether it was Alzheimer's, because I wouldn't accept the Alzheimer's. And his, at that time, we went camping. The first thing I noticed is we were camping and he asked me for some Centophane. I had no idea what he was talking about, it just out of the clear blue sky. And what is Centophane? And he was cooking steaks on the grill.
Centophane.
He meant aluminum foil, but he couldn't say it. And so I was really confused. And I'm kind of a calm person most of the time, so I thought at first he was kidding. And then he got lost on that same trip. We're going cross country. On that same trip, we were in North Carolina, and he thought we were in Virginia. Now, that was scary for about an hour. That was really scary because he got aggravated. But his was, at that time, was caused by not getting enough oxygen to the brain. He had sleep apnea. And once he went on the CPAP, it didn't take long till he was the old Jim. He was fine. So I'm glad I pushed,
Right.
Because all he had to do was get oxygen to the brain, and it was, the memory was back.
Well, you pushed to get further diagnosis rather than just accepting what it was. And I think that's very important to do. But then, by the same token, you don't want people to keep looking and keep looking. You know what I mean? Because it's so hard for the family to accept.
Yes. It was easy for us to find his. It didn't take very long. But I didn't like the Alzheimer's thing. I said, well, I'm going to try to find, because if we can help it, help it.
Exactly.
But it's very confusing. It was confusing for me. Luckily, I'd been around working with seniors and been around enough to know you don't argue with them.
No, that's very important. And Fran, I wanted to mention that we do have a support group at Morning Point. It's on I think I'll get this right, the third Thursday of the month at noon. And people do need to call. We can have respite service, so we can take care of their loved one. We supply a light lunch. They need to call us and let us know. And Terry, who is over our lantern, leads that group. And we have a group. It's a time for caregivers to come together and get information and just talk what's going on, because the best ideas very often come from the caregivers that are going through it. And it helps people when they attend it. It helps them realize that they're not alone. There are other people going through the same sort of thing.
And it's very difficult when you're going through that with a loved one to see them someday not recognize you.
Yes.
You know, that's very painful.
Yes, it is, and common.
Mm-hmm. Very common. But you can learn how to deal with it and take care of that loved one. And if they say it's raining and the sun is shining, I agree with them.
That's exactly right.
And if they
that's their reality.
And they sometimes will argue with you and want to, you know, declare stuff. I try to get their attention away from what they're doing. And like one lady I visited in a nursing home several years ago had wanted me to come to her room, and I went down to her room. She used to raise flowers. Beautiful, beautiful. Worked hard at it. And she had some silk roses in her room. And she said she raised those roses and she wanted me to smell them. And she said, do you think somebody would mind if I put these other two in a vase by themselves and I keep them watered? Do you think people will mind? I said, of course not. They're your roses.
Yeah.
And she wanted me to smell them. I smelled them. I said, oh, beautiful roses. And she was satisfied. You know, it only takes a little on your part.
That's absolutely right. And the folks, you know, I mentioned we have the memory unit.
Yes.
That's the way the staff are taught to interact with the folks that have the confusion and the memory problems.
Yes.
They don't argue with them. They will try, as you kind of distracted her. You went we go into they can't get into your reality. She couldn't get into your reality, so you got into her reality, which was that these were real roses that she had raised, and she's happy.
I cried all the way home, by the way.
You got a
It was
soft
so
heart.
touching. I felt so sorry for her because she had, you know, a lot of these older people, well, younger people too, raise flowers, and they have beautiful flower gardens. And a lot of the important stuff during your life, I guess they go back and relive.
They do. They do.
Because they can remember, a lot of them can remember years and years ago, but they can't remember, you know, like yesterday.
The short-term memory is usually what's affected first. So they won't remember, well, I didn't see you, you didn't come see me this morning, or I haven't eaten breakfast, when you know they have. But the long-term memory stays intact, and so you have to determine where they are in their lifetime when you're talking with them, and sometimes that can be very challenging.
Yes, very challenging. But you know, I feel like that I am blessed to be around a lot of older people. I started when I was younger, but I used to call myself a senior groupie. Now I am one.
That's okay.
Because my husband was older, so I just have this thing with older people. I really love them.
Oh, I do too. I do too. And I have so much fun with the ladies. We do what we call cedar size, and we'll joke. We're supposed to reach up picking apples. Is one of the things we do, but we come up with crazy stuff. Bananas. One lady said, "Well, let's pick a fight." So we picked a fight. Then we put the fight back. We have tremendous fun.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Well, you have had an interesting career. And,
I have. I've been blessed.
Yes, and you love it.
Absolutely.
And that's very important. We've got to go. Thank you so much for coming. We've got to go and say bye.
Okay, bye.
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 Music drifting through a summer's night brings back old memories of a screamed in dancing hall in the hills of Tennessee, where young girls would stand in line waiting for the change to take the floor with Fatty Book, 'cause God, that man could dance. Fatty was a day clerk at the King Hotel downtown. He was a portly man, as tall as he was round. But when the sun would fall at the dancing hall, the notes so soft and sweet, his sides veil in a tux with tails, he'd glide on agile feet. And Fatty Buck could dance like you'd never seen before. His dainty feet in cap-toed shoes would barely touch the floor. He'd lead the ladies with graceful steps long as the band would play that big man on nimble feet would dance the night away.